Oh, hey, it's been a while. Probably about 4 or 5 months, actually. Maybe 6 months. I've been busy. Real busy, actually. And my kids woke me up at 3:30 on Sunday. So we're going to get a late day in. And we're going to talk about a couple of things. Something a little different than usual, but yeah, we're going to get into it. Also, it's late day, and I haven't really been working out that much over the past 4 months because of work. This one's going to be bad. I just happened here where there's not copyrighted music playing in the background, which is great. Let me set this bad boy down. Okay, so where I've been working. I work at a place that sells honeybees and beekeeping equipment. I'm one of the supervisors there, and if you don't know anything about bees, you know that March through May, and for us, January through May, is the busy season. I was working 65-hour weeks. I was super busy. We were short-handed, didn't have a lot of time. And so something had to give, and it was the channel. So we're coming back, and we're going to be doing a couple different things, a couple extra things this time around. So I've started a couple new enterprises. I'm now a board member of a nonprofit called DANP. It's an acronym. Stands for Dark Net Pedophilia Interventionists. I know, it sounds pretty wild, but our job, our main goal for our nonprofit is to infiltrate the dark net and to be a bulwark, it's a fun word, or a shield or a wall, or however you want to say it. We want to intervene between pedophiles, predators, and at-risk children. Now, there's a lot of them on there, and there's a lot of pedophiles on there. And the reason that we started this was because the president, who's a coworker and a friend of mine, noticed this when he was on the darknet. It was actually, he was looking for something unrelated to this, and he noticed that this was a problem, a big problem. And so he approached me and several other people about starting a nonprofit. So we have started that. We're going to be adding into that, and I'm going to be incorporating that DANP into this channel as well. Because along with theology, doctrine, Christianity, I feel like this is an extremely important topic and venture that we should get into. So we're going to be adding that to this channel as well. We're also going to be adding a couple of other things. Now, the gentleman, the president of the nonprofit, his name is Kelly Offield. He has also done a lot of things about censorship, shadow banning, a bunch of shady stuff that certain entities in the federal and state government have been engaging in. And I also feel like this is very important because I feel like in Christian circles, obviously, the most important thing for us is to get Christianity right. Obviously, I think all my past videos point out that I believe that. But also, I think we need to become more educated in other areas. I don't want to just be really smart in theology and doctrine and church history and Reformed theology for you, those of you that are Reformed. But just in Christianity in general, we need to know those things. But we also need to be aware of what's going on around us. we don't want to be ignorant of society, of laws, of the state, things that are going on there. And actually, I'm probably going to make a video about government interference at the state level in the beekeeping world. Something that I have actually run into where I feel like it's government overreach into a private sector that they shouldn't be in. And a lot of people think, they say, give to Caesar what is Caesar's. Well, yeah, to a point, that is true. Obviously, I'm not saying we should be some kind of an activist group that is gathering in order to fight against the government. We're not here to be anarchists and throw Molotovs and light buildings on fire, things like that. But we should stand up for what is right, true, and lawful in God's eyes. And when the government becomes evil, which obviously it is, we shouldn't just let them get away with that. And everybody has different opinions on this, but I've kind of come to the conclusion that it's time for some active resistance, not in a violent way. This isn't, the West Coast, isn't Seattle, or what was it? What was that city they made? Anyways, whatever. We're not that. So I'm going to be incorporating some of that into this channel, and we'll be talking about more of that in the future. Just wanted to let you know. And we're going to get back to leg day. And by the way, yeah, I only put 35 on the squat bar. Like I said, I've been busy. I have been working out again for a week and a half, I think. And I haven't really touched the gym much in the past 5 months. So I'm slowly easing into it, especially on legs, because I need my legs to work and to stand up and to walk. And so we're going to slowly be moving back into that. Also, I think it's 4:30 right now on a Sunday. My kids woke us up at 3:30. And I got sunburned yesterday. So a lot going on. But hey, I think the last time I posted a video, I was close to 240. And now I think I'm 227, 228 this morning. Fun stuff. So I'm going to get back into leg day here, and I just want to give you an update on what's going on with the channel. And I'm going to be talking a lot more about DAMP here in a little bit. And if you're curious about DAMP, you can always go to our website, damp.org, and you can go and become educated yourself, because our goal is not just for us to be involved in stopping pedophiles and predators from taking advantage of at-risk youth or children. We want to train other people to do it, because we can't just do it. And that's one of the problems, is that you can't just throw money at an organization and say, here, you fix the problem. Here's money. Because there's only so many people in an organization. So we need your help, and we'd love to train you. So if you are interested, I'm going to be talking a lot more about this on this channel and other things. So you can go to the website, damp.org. You can look through there, and if you want to donate, you can. That's just going to go to help us funding the website, funding teaching and educating and getting the word out there, maybe helping us sponsor some ads on some social media platforms, because if you want to get sponsored, keywords and search engine optimization, there's all sorts of stuff to get into. But yeah, none of us are getting paid right now. That would just help us really further the cause and get this movement into a bigger place. All right, guys, I'm glad to be back. If you have any video ideas, put them in the comments down below. And if not, we'll see you in the next one. Take care. All right, done with the workout, and don't mind the noise here. But I just had a couple more parting thoughts on two things. One, on DAMP, the nonprofit, and two, on the government resistance. Now, I know this is kind of a weird topic to wade into, kind of a gray area. But before people jump to a conclusion and say, we're not supposed to be in armed conflict, we're not supposed to resist, tell you what is, render to Caesar what is Caesar's. I want to remind you that Paul was imprisoned quite a bit. The other apostles were imprisoned quite a bit. All the apostles died martyrs' deaths by resisting the government. Now, some of it was actually, at the Roman level resisting, and some of it was, the Pharisees and the Sadducees. We obviously have Philip, who was stoned to death, and, Peter crucified upside down, James thrown off the Temple Mount, Thomas stabbed in the back in India. So all the apostles, see if I quit shaking, died in a variety of ways. But government resistance is not unbiblical. Now, the way you go about it can be unbiblical, but I think in this day and age, it's extremely necessary. I mean, just for the simple fact that what we're rendering to Caesar in this country is going to places like Planned Parenthood, right? The greatest genocide that has ever existed in the world is happening on unborn babies. And your money is going to fund that. So just a little thing, it's something to think about in the government resistance, and obviously I'll have a lot more to say about that, do some interviews, we'll have some stuff coming up on that. But on Dampy, so shaky for my workout, so I apologize for the shakiness. Also, it's 5:30 now. Woohoo! So Dampy, darknet pedophilia interventionists. I mean, I shouldn't have to explain that one, but it's a very enraging area to get into, frightening, disgusting, carnal. It's hard to explain, really, but I live in Georgia, and Atlanta is one of the highest, if not the highest, sex trafficking cities in the world, I believe. Definitely in America, most likely because of the airport and the convenience of flying people in and out. But people are trafficked, children are trafficked all the time. You just never hear about it because it's uncomfortable. People don't want to talk about it. It makes them feel bad. It makes them scared. It causes anxiety. That's why you never see it on Fox. You never see it on CNN, MSNBC. If you do, it's like a 2 a.m. promo where they talk about it for a few minutes, or it's a blip at the bottom of the screen. And nobody really cares. They just move on because we don't want to talk about it. But we need to start talking about it and doing something about it. All right. Our hope is that we can intervene and stop those children before they get to the point that they're being trafficked. Even if they aren't being trafficked, what if they get abducted? What if they were to get raped? What if they were to meet a pedophile or a predator online? And you've seen Chris Hansen, right? Catch a Predator. People remember that show from back in the 90s, early 2000s. And he's still doing stuff. We don't want children to get to that point. We want to stop them before they get to that point. We want you to help us stop them. So like I said, you can go to our website. We'll have more training coming. We'll be updating that. We're starting to launch into it over the next few weeks, few months. We've got a lot of promotional stuff coming up to try to raise money and funding and to just get the word out there. But for anybody that has children, like I do, just put yourself in the shoes of the parents and your children in the shoes of the children that are abducted or taken advantage of. You wouldn't want that to happen to your children. So let's start doing something about it. All right, guys, sorry about the shaky cam, the early morning, the amazing lighting that's going on in here, the background noise. I'll try to drone most of it out. Just wanted to give you an update and let you know about a couple things that are coming up. Stay tuned. See you guys on the next one.